Testing, testing, one, two, three. Okay, I think I'm back. I don't know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me in the chat, sound off. I think I screwed up my camera, so give me 1 second on that. I'll fix that too. Uh, Stuck in an awkward thing too. Hold on. There you go. All right. Okay, I'm back. Okay. All right, false start. You know how it goes. Anyway, it is Thursday night. We are going to create some art, and I'm going to stop screwing around with the technical side of it because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So I was trying to fix the issue that we had last week with the camera. So I plugged in a new camera, which is good. And then I think I messed with the mic, so I kind of screwed that up. But anyway. It's a dumb intro. Who cares? Most people skip past this stuff and get to the art anyway. So, no announcements. It's just a low-key, like Thursday night. Nothing special going on. You may have saw a glimpse of the actual art that we're working on. So, you guys might remember a couple of weeks back. It's been too long, really. I should have finished this picture up a long time ago. We were working on Bandit and Zeus for our good friend Larry who's in the chat today. We're going to finish up that picture, or at least make a dent in it, hopefully. And, it's just real chill Thursday night. Hopefully we won't have any more technical issues. I'll stop screwing with the wires. And we'll just work on these pretty puppies. It'll be great. A couple of shout outs to people in the room. We got Rome Dog in here. We've got OK Larry. We've got Kid, who's got chicken wings with her. That sounds good. That sounds like a perfect Thursday. We got Trusted Living in the house. Yeah, that's enough for a party. So let's get started. Let's see. So as you saw in the preview, again, I might clip that out actually. Like that was pretty bad. We are working on Zeus and Bandit here. They're these beautiful animals. Oh, we got Hater in the house too. Hey, how's it going, man? These beautiful animals. And as you can see, we've made some pretty good progress. Depending on your preference, you could call this done. I'm not really ready to call it done. There's a lot more definition I need to put in here. Actually, most of it is going to be working down here, which I know isn't all that exciting, but I really need to get this done. So hopefully you guys don't mind me working on it while we just hang out and chat. So that's what I plan to do. If that's cool with you guys, we're just going to jump right into it. Got my bourbon here, and this is great. Man, that was a really crappy intro. It's like the thing is, I worked so hard to try to get the technical stuff done. I actually did like a practice stream earlier in the day where I spent 2 hours like trying to stream, trying to duplicate the conditions that we had the other day when the video stopped and everything. And yeah, I was so proud of getting everything working right, and then I screwed up the microphone. Oh well, that's how it goes. So I'm starting with this this dog tag just because it's been sitting here for so long, kind of undone. I just want to finish it up. Yeah, these guys are cute as heck. They're super cute. I don't remember, maybe Larry can let us know. I don't remember which one's Bandit and which one's Zeus. I want to say this one's Bandit and this one's Zeus, but it could be the other way around. I don't want to like misquote it. But got a lot more work left to do on these guys. I figure if it takes 2 hours to do one pet, it should take 4 hours to do two. And as I promised earlier in the week, it's all pet week. Yeah, so it is actually Thursday. It's not Wednesday. So it is all pet week, and this is Larry's Thursday. There you go. I gotta stop trying to name things. It's just not gonna work. Yeah, that's a good start. So how you guys doing? Hopefully you guys have had a great week. I know that mine's been all right. Happy that tomorrow is Friday. Pretty exciting. It's always nice going into the weekend. I'm so happy that this week is over. This week started off super busy, and I'm just coming up for air. And I feel like I kicked ass this week. I really do. Like I think I nailed it. Except for like some of the issues with like the stream and everything like that. Everything else, I was able to like just knocking things out, getting things done. It's a good week for me, I think. Well, it's not a bad week. There you go. Like that's how I should measure it. It's not a bad week. I don't know what a good week it seems like. But Twisted Living is just finishing up a break from shoveling. Yeah, gotta get that. Gotta get all those chores done before the weekend. Anyone got any exciting plans for the weekend? Oh, Zeus is on the right. Yeah. Okay, Zeus and Bandit. Yeah, so I was right. Okay, cool. Yeah, this guy looks like a Zeus. And this one looks like a Bandit just because I should rename my dog Bandit, and she kind of looks like my dog. I don't know if you guys got any plans for the weekend and stuff, but man, it is looking like spring out there. We've had a couple of cool days and stuff, but the rest of it's just been beautiful. There was frost on the cars the other day, but it was short lived because now we're like I think it's supposed to be up to the 80s tomorrow, which is so nice. And all the trees are starting to get blossoms on them, all like leaves and stuff. Different people live in different parts of the country and stuff, but around here it gets super green. Everything's green out there. As you can see, I'm just taking my time. I don't know how long this is going to take. As you can see, like the bulk of them, like they're recognizable now. I'm just putting in details and stuff. Mostly I'm just hanging out with you guys and chatting. Probably spend more time in the chat than usual tonight. Snow? Oh, it's shoveling snow? Wow, that's you must be out west. It sucks to be in snow right now because it's so pretty out. This weekend I'm spending most of my time outdoors, which is nice. Um, I will be taking video this weekend because I'm going to a horse show and it's going to be awesome. And I am going to come back and I am going to see that one of the reasons why I wanted to get all of these things off my plate is because they have been lingering for a while. And there are some art projects that I want to try that I don't feel comfortable doing when I got these extra things out there that I've been wanting to do for a while and just haven't gotten to. Like a picture like this is so nice. Like I'm very happy with how this is turning out. And for it to sit unfinished is just a shame, in my opinion. It should be hanging on a wall by now. So that's the goal. Get this guy up here. Hopefully hanging on a wall. It's not really up to me. It's not my wall it's going on. Zeus does look very intelligent, doesn't he? Breaking ground for new garden beds. Oh, okay. So you're doing spring stuff. That's cool. By the way, this is a little bit larger paper than I usually work with. That's why Geppetto's over here in the corner. This is 12 inches by 18 inches, so it's rather large. I've got a couple of different size papers that I work with. This is probably on the larger end. Usually I use like, I don't know, 9 by 12. That's most of the paper I've got. Oh, and to let you guys know, I'm sorry, I probably should have mentioned that too. I'm just a terrible host today, aren't I? I'm so sorry. I apologize. I will do better. Don't fire me, guys. Um, to kind of let you know what we're working on here. So we started with a base coat of watercolor, and then I'm doing a drawing over the watercolor. So the watercolor is mostly to kind of fill in like large areas of color so that we don't have to do so much color penciling. But I did want to draw this. So back when I started it, I did want to actually do a drawing of these guys. So that's the reason why it's kind of a combination of the two mediums, which is cool. The only thing that kind of sucks about drawing on watercolor paper is that you do have this texture that you have to deal with, but it's okay. It just leaves like some graininess to it, but I don't mind it so much. I just point that out if anybody ever felt inclined to work on watercolor paper with colored pencils. I suppose you can kind of compensate for that by pressing really hard and pressing in, but that increases the amount of time that you're spending on it. So it's a bit of a trade-off. One of these days, I will try to do like a full watercolor picture. Oh, I am. I was messing with the watercolor on this for the background and stuff, and I think I found my favorite watercolor brush. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. Ah, here we go. I don't know what it is about this brush. I've had this forever. I might have picked it up at like a yard sale. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this Robert Simmons series, but or maybe it's just the hair on it or something. But this I love this watercolor brush. Um, and that has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to mention that. So like, I'm going to hunt down that brand of watercolor paintbrushes and stuff, and and try to get more of those. Hey, kids got a arts and crafts festival this weekend. Awesome. Yep, kettle corn. I think they're going to have kettle corn at the horse show that I'm going to too, because they have like food trucks and things like that. So wherever there's food trucks, there's kettle corn. Um, I did notice. I did kind of like a tour the other day. The horse show that I'm talking about is where they put those M&M statues that I painted, sculptures that I painted. So I did get to go out and check that out, just kind of like, you know, driving by and stuff like that. And they have like a couple of the food trucks out there, like tacos and gyros. I'm not sure if there's any like carnival fare. I'd be a shame if there wasn't. I assume this guy's a short-haired dog, so you have to be kind of careful not to like, you know, make your hair strokes like really long. Got to keep them short, a little short-haired. You said what kind of dog this guy was. Oh, okay. Larry says that red comforter came from across the pond with my spouse from Ukraine. No kidding. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should put some more detail into it. I was just kind of abstractly um, like reference the color. I wasn't going to put a lot of detail in it, but now that I know that it's a special comforter, so these guys are actually laying on a red comforter. That's where that red color comes from. So it's pretty cool. Man, I want some chemical corn now. Anyway, they had some gyro food trucks out there too. I think I might get that. I love a good gyro. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. Those are those pita sandwiches that are in like a lot of Greek restaurants. So good. I love that stuff. I think it's lamb or beef. I think it could be both. Or well, actually, they have some chicken ones too. So like, yeah, I guess it could be both. But I like the lamb and I like the beef. Those are good stuff. I think that's more traditional. But anyway, Justin Living said, I just poured another coffee. Gonna have to try shuffle fast now. Twice as fast now. Well, don't hurt yourself, my man. It ain't worth it. So so I'm not going for like super hyper detailed here. I'm just trying to get most of the detail in so that you can like recognize these pieces. So it's hard to see in the reference picture exactly what the details are on this little pendant or whatever, or the dog collar, whatever. Dog tag, there you go. So I'm gonna leave it a little bit ambiguous unless Larry lets me know otherwise, like what to do with this. Larry says they have a strawberry festival starting tomorrow. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the season of festivals and stuff like that. The world is, or the country, I guess, is waking up and enjoying the sunshine and stuff. I guess on other parts of the world, maybe it's not spring, but here, you know, it's been a long winter and things are warming up and all the activity, all the outdoor activities is coming back to life, and I just love it. I've been going for walks a lot lately. I've been doing bike rides, um, trying to get back into shape. I got the winter belly, eating too many pizzas over the winter. I'm usually pretty good about being active during the warmer months and stuff, but during the winter, oh man, I just shut down. There's nothing to do in the winter time except watch movies and snuggle and go by a fire or something like that. But spring is where it's at. I love spring. I love spring. I love fall. It's too hot during summer, but I can live with summer too. There's so much to do out there, guys. So much to do. So many things to draw. Like I want to do landscapes. Um, I know I haven't really done many landscapes on this show, but I really want to get into that. I think I can. I don't know how I want to do landscapes. Maybe you guys have some suggestions. Uh, Strawberry cobbler. That does sound good. Strawberry festival with strawberry collar, cobbler. That sounds amazing. Anyway, I want to do some landscape pictures, and I'm not really sure what medium to tackle it in. You don't usually sketch landscapes, or at least like I mean, I could do landscapes in pen, almost like the scribble art kind of stuff. I think I could pull that off. I've seen some people do it. It's really nice. I feel like that could be something that I can get into. Um, but I kind of want to make the colorful ones as well. So like I may do some drawings of landscapes and stuff, but I really want to do some sort of the detail in their faces is amazing. Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. It's because they're such beautiful dogs. And I've got a little ways to go on the faces and stuff, but I was wanting to get some progress on their bodies and then come back to that. But um, yeah, so like I have a really cool picture of the Taos Pueblo, and I've got some pastels that are the right color for that, all that sandy earth kind of colors. I don't have them close by, or else I'd show them to you. But I think I might start with that. But then also everything around here is so green. I just want to do some green stuff. And I don't know if I want to do watercolor or if I want to become a pastel um, landscape artist or if I want to try something else. I don't know. One thing I'm sure of is I don't want to do colored pencils for like landscapes and stuff just because it's like so much territory you got to cover. And I do think that um, my own personal style when it comes to landscapes. I think that would be more like, I don't know, impressionistic or something like that. I don't think I'd be going for like really hyper detailed landscapes anyway. So I think pastels is good for that. I may try that. Um, I may I may do watercolor too. I don't know. I like watercolor, but I feel like everybody does watercolor. I always want to do something that nobody's doing, like coffee, you know. But I don't know. Like, I don't think coffee would work very well for like landscapes and stuff. That'd be weird. So coffee's out. Coffee's the one medium that I don't think would work for landscapes. Although you could probably do landscapes in coffee, but I don't think it's going to look as cool as some of these other pictures that I've been doing, like the wildlife pictures. I think the best pictures in coffee are probably ones where it's like a standalone figure, some sort of object or something like that. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, guys. What do you guys think? I know some of you guys, maybe not the ones in here tonight, but some of you guys actually do landscape pictures. Um, Whitney's been in here a couple of times. I know that she does landscapes in watercolor, or she does watercolor. I don't know if she does landscapes. Mama Q does art. She does I think she does landscapes. I don't know. You guys are probably way better than I am at these things, but I'll give it a shot. So you've got this little area where the white meets the darker fur. And I'm not sure if this is the proper color for this, but I'm pressing ahead with it anyway. I should probably be using a little bit of brown in here. So I'm going to switch to that. Just the way the light catches it. But here where they meet up and stuff, I got to follow the fur line. So this is what's cool about dogs versus, I don't know, humans. They have these really cool white-breasted chests and stuff like that. It's just like neat detail, you know? Get this fur line going down here. So I do think this kind of comes down and then maybe not that low, maybe around here. Yeah, it kind of cuts across. And then through here would probably be, yeah, a little bit darker. That's cool. All right, sorry, talking to myself there. Um, Normally the Strawberry Festival begins in March. I can't even believe it's almost May, guys. Like, where has this year gone? Like, I have to remind myself that Easter has already happened. Like, when did Easter happen? I feel like this year's just kind of passing me by. I've been so busy. I don't like that. I don't like when time goes too fast. I want to slow things down. I feel like that's just my core like philosophy. Like everybody has one. Everybody has this like kind of philosophy that drives them. Mine is, or at least nowadays, at least, is like let's slow it down. That's my core philosophy. Let's just let's just chill a little. Let's relax. I wanna take a little bit of time and let's think this through. Like, yeah, this year's fast approaching half over. Like, let's stop a moment and think this year through a bit. You know, I think we I think we jumped the gun too fast on this year. But no, it has been a busy year. Uh, I always thought that you know I'd be further along than I am, but it's okay. It's okay. We're all somewhere, right? Where we're supposed to be, I guess, because there ain't nowhere else to be. That makes sense. So, trying to get the body shape in here. You've got this hunched leg back here that kind of comes around. Got this little like he's a very thin animal, but he's got a little bit of a roll here, which is cool. It's fun to draw. It's like I don't know, almost like drawing clothing. And this line kind of comes down in here. So these are some of the stuff that I have trouble uh, getting in watercolor. That's why I like drawing them in afterwards. Some of the details, the body shape and stuff. Somebody else who's been working with watercolor a lot more than me could probably just knock these things out. But I also like the style of these pictures where it's partly watercolor, partly colored pencils. It's an interesting style. I like it. I think it looks good for a portrait. It's just that rough paper and stuff that you got to deal with, but you can manage. Peter says, Jeremy, have you resolved the issue that was causing the disruptive glitches in your live streams? I don't want to jinx myself by saying yes, but I can tell you what I've tried. What I've tried is that I've swapped out this camera that's pointed at me. Uh, I bought two of them when I first bought that webcam, and they were exactly alike, but I never had the a use for the old one, for the other one. So I still had that laying around. So I'm like, well, the glitches started with that camera. It wasn't so much this camera, this overhead camera. So I'm like, well, I'll just swap that out and see how it goes. And I did a test stream earlier, not like a public one or whatever, but I left it running for like 2 hours and, to kind of represent one of these live streams and stuff. Um, and it seemed to be okay. So, but then I started this stream and I forgot to turn my mic on. So there was a bit of a scramble in the beginning of this stream to get that working. Man, I don't know. My only excuse is I drank a lot. But uh, so I'm hoping I'm hoping it's resolved. We'll see, You never know. I guess the next step is probably swap out computers. I've got a laptop I can be doing these streams off of. I prefer to do it off my desktop, though. I mean, push comes to shove, I can just do it off my phone. I don't know. Figure it out. But to answer your question, I hope so. There you go. That's the best answer. I hope so. My coworker would pick up two flats of strawberries for me from Plant City. Um, I would can a big batch of jam, then dehydrate the rest. That sounds cool. Is Plant City like a farmer's market type place? Like a something like that, or is it literally a city called Plant City? I guess that could be the case too. I was watching, I don't know why, because oh, I know why, because it was on YouTube for free. Um, Wyatt Earp popped up in my my YouTube feed for some reason. I don't know why. And it was the Kevin Costner version. I think I like the Kurt Russell version better, the Tombstone movie. I don't know why they had the two movies like come out almost the same time. But anyway, I think this is the first time I ever watched the Kevin Costner version. And they kept talking about Dodge City. And I remember I actually went to Dodge City when I was out traveling out west. And like they when I went to Dodge City, I didn't really know too much about the story. I just kind of went out there and stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool cowboy stuff. So when they talked about like Bad Masterson and some of those people and everything, I didn't know what they were really talking about. But then watching this movie, I kind of got the behind the scenes of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just something I did over the last couple of days. I don't remember. Maybe it was Sunday, and it was kind of neat. You know, if you've ever been to Dodge City, it's just basically like I don't know. It's so weird to me because I live, in the Eastern time zone where everything's hilly and there's like, you know, like we basically live in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains out here. So everything's got a little bit of, some hills and stuff like that. Out there, it's all flat, and it's just like it's just there. Like this town is just there. It doesn't make any sense. So like out here, I don't know. Maybe there's some water source nearby or something like that. But as I remember, like this was like a couple of years back. Um, if I remember correctly, there was a there was no river or anything like that. Like out here, there's always a reason for a town. So like a town is by a waterway, like Cincinnati is on the Ohio River, or there's like a train depot, which I guess is probably the case for Dodge City. But I don't remember seeing any of that. It's just so weird. It just seemed like it was out in the middle of nowhere. But it was kind of fun. If you're into like the Wild West and all of that kind of like all the American West stories and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool place to visit. It's all touristy and stuff now, but it's kind of neat. Just getting some highlights on this guy's fur. Zeus. He needs some highlights. He needs like lightning and crackles coming out of his eyes. That'd be cool. Penn City is a town in South Florida. Okay, that makes sense. So forget everything I said. I reckon there is a hardware problem, possibly with the ports or some doggy yanked the cables. So that was the first thing I did. The first thing, so there's a couple of things I did. I unplugged everything, plugged everything back in, restarted the computer, obviously, all of that stuff. I wasn't able to restart the computer during the stream when it glitched out. So that was the tough part. Since then, I have restarted the computer. I ran all the updates. So if it's like, I don't know, some drivers or something like that, um, you know, maybe that helps. It was fixable last time by unplugging and plugging back in the USB cords. Um, all that stuff ended up working last time. So I don't know. The the webcams that I bought, they're nice. I mean, obviously, it's a nice picture, I think. Except that I'm in it. If I wasn't in it, it'd be a perfect picture. But they're nice. They're nice webcams. They're not, but they're not in any way expensive or high end or anything like that. And they're like from China, so I can't vouch for the quality of it. I only bought them because they were cheap, and they were so cheap I bought two of them. So if it's died, like if it's glitching out because it's served its purpose, that's fine with me because I got a good run at them. They've been working pretty solidly for the last year. So again, I've got two of them, so I'll just give the other one a try. But I mentioned the China thing because it did occur to me, like I don't know, maybe like the Chinese are hijacking my webcam and spying on me. Like there's a little flap that I kind of closed just because I don't know, I'm paranoid. Um, there's a Yeah, so that did cross my mind. Like, what if like this is a backdoor or something, and they're like spying on me or something like that? I'm only joking. I don't really take those things seriously, but who knows? So, like when something glitches like that, you're like, who's spying on me? Is it the feds? Is the feds after me this time? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think I bought it off of Amazon, so I don't think it's that sketchy. But you never know. You never know with hardware. Cheap hardware, that is. I don't like to spend a lot of money on crap. Um, Theoretically, there's this camera. It's like $700. It's on my wish list, but it's like really far down my wish list. I'd rather focus on other things for now, like getting those bourbon bottles. They keep coming down in price. I'm so super curious how low they're gonna go, because I feel like, I mean, it's a charity, right? Like that, those bourbon bottles that I've been watching. Um, it's a charity, and I feel like they've already met their goal on the charity and stuff. So now it's like, now they're just trying to get whatever they can out of the bottles. So it's like, I'm gonna wait and see how low that goes. Because if it gets down to like $70, I mean, that'd be awesome, right? Buy those things in a moment, in like a heartbeat. All right. I know that I'm not like jumping around, making a lot of progress in a lot of areas. Hopefully, you guys are cool with just hanging out with me, rather than like the normal kind of starting from scratch and having a finished picture by the end of the stream. This one's a little bit different. I always wondered what it would be like to like actually work on a picture over several days, and this is kind of like that attempt. You know, is it still an interesting stream when you're doing something that might be partially done, and it's just kind of like you're just filling in some details? But as far as it goes, like I am liking these details. They're looking pretty good. I like how I like short-haired dogs. Uh, Preferably to long-haired dogs when I go to draw them. That's not to say that I don't like drawing long-haired dogs. It's just a different thing. I like the short-haired dogs because you can really capture the underlying anatomy. Like I'm always talking about like the anatomy and stuff with these pictures and stuff. It's just so fun to me to draw like muscles and stuff. It's almost like these guys are wearing tights, and it's fun to draw the muscles and the bones and things like that in these animals. I don't know. Different people, different ways. Hater says possibly everything is from China. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I'm not against the Chinese or anything. Like Chinese, if you're listening, don't like you know don't blow up my computer or whatever it is that you do. I'm just saying that like it's not high quality and stuff. It could have been built in like some kind of cheap factory or something, and all of that's cool. You get what you pay for, and I didn't pay a lot, so and like I said, it served its purpose. It's done very well. And really, when you're doing like an art stream anyway, like there's a reason why I have the webcam on me. Um, when you're doing an art stream, you really shouldn't be using that like a camera that has kind of like a fisheye lens or whatever. Like you can kind of see the curve of the room behind me. My room's not actually curved here. It's a square. Um, but that's what happens when with these particular lenses. So like imagine if that was on my art would look all kind of wonky. So instead I've just got my phone uh, like actually pointed down on this picture. It's not ideal, but I haven't gotten around to swapping it out yet. But even if I did swap it out, still, like a little phone camera, they're pretty good quality. Like I mean, that's got like a lot of those megapixels in it, and with that software that I've got that you guys sometimes see that it's called Camo. Um, it allows you to like zoom in and things like that. And these are all good things. So even if I did have like the inclination to replace that, I would probably replace it with like another phone deal, just because you don't really need anything else. You guys partly come in to see what I'm going, but you also wait until afterwards to like the community posts and all that stuff to see the finished product. So there doesn't have to be like a ton of quality on these things, like compared to what other people do. Like if you watch some of the other streams that people make and stuff like that, some of them really phone it in, like really bad lighting conditions, and they're holding their phone while they're drawing, and it's like all shaky and everything. Mine may not be the best quality, but at least it's not that bad. That pillow center set is adorable. Oh, are you talking about the raccoon room? Yeah. Oh, that is. I'm telling you, man, that room is awesome. The I don't know if you guys saw the sign on the wall where I forget what it said. It said coffee because murder is illegal or something like that. I'm like, man, that is awesome. That is like my slogan. And for it to be, it's just perfect because it's like it's a raccoon room. It's got a raccoon in there with the sign that talking about how the raccoon needs his coffee or else like he's going to murder somebody. And then also there's actually like a coffee raccoon in there. It's just perfect. I just love that room. That room's great. The room's the best. Of all the places that my art has hung, I would say that that is the most themed of all of them. So that is awesome. Hater says, I almost decided to return my Mac workstation due to some weird glitches, but upon inspecting the ports at the back, I found a pulled Thunderbolt bolt cable, one of which was chewed by my dog. Oh no. My dogs used to chew up everything. It's like for the longest time I didn't even have like cable internet just because like they would chew through those cables. I always had like DSL or something like that. Um, I don't know what I have now. I think it's like fiber optic cable or something like that. But anyway, when they were puppies, they definitely chewed on cables a lot and stuff, and it always like made me really paranoid because of that scene in Christmas Vacation where the cat crawls underneath the Christmas tree and chews the cord and fries and stuff. I always thought that would happen to my dogs because they just chewed everything plastic. They've grown out of it. Like they haven't done anything like that in years. But man, they were like really bad at it when they were younger. And I say they because both of them were that bad about it. Just something about the dogs I pick up. They all want to chew cables. I don't know what it's like. It's funny, but yeah, they grew out of it. They're um they're not young puppies anymore, which is sad to me. Uh, Guinness, I feel bad for Guinness because he's an adorable dog and he's always in such a good mood. Yeah, keep an eye on your doggos. He's always in such a good mood and he's so friendly and he's so nice and everything. But then as he's gotten older, he's gotten these white eyebrows and they kind of like make him look like he's angry all the time. And it's sad because he's not an angry dog. He's always happy. He's such a happy little dog. Um, and these markings on his face just make him look angry all the time. Like when we first got him, he was straight black. He was a completely black dog. He had like one little patch of white fur on him. In my mind, it was like a little dollop of cream or like the head of a beer, and that's why I called him Guinness because he was basically like a dark beer with like the little white foam, and he's grown and gotten older and stuff, and now he's got like white all through his face and everything. It's just so sad. It's just so sad because he's so sweet and he doesn't deserve to look like he's angry all the time. That's my view on it. He knows what I'm talking about too. He just kind of so you can barely see him. but that's him right there. You can kind of see like the white in him, but he's just so dark. It's hard to take pictures of him in certain settings because he just kind of blends in. Like if it's the least bit dark in the house, you're not going to get a good picture. Although, he does have some features to him now, like the white eyebrows and stuff like that. You can take pictures of those. I think I'll keep my lucky alligator foot around just in case a kid comes by. Larry, you only get an alligator foot when you wrestle one. I didn't know that was a rule. It seems fair, you know. You only get like a bear tooth if you fight a bear. Seems like you should only get a alligator foot if you wrestle an alligator. I would totally wrestle an alligator. I would not. You see those on reality shows sometimes. I would not do that. Nope. I don't care how many times things go well. There's always that one time. That one time. Like Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter. All those times he's swum with animals and like deadlier animals than like a stingray. And just freak accident. Never know. Let's see if I can get some red in here. Cool. There. So I think I'll come back to this guy. I've been spending a lot of time on him. Some of this stuff I might come back and like touch up with some watercolor as well. I just wanted to get some definition in with the pencils. All right, I think I am going to move on to this guy for a little bit. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I know that this is like a little bit slower in developing than like something I start from scratch. But this kind of gives you an idea of what's involved in doing like a longer, more complicated detail piece. Again, here I'm working on much bigger paper. There's a lot going on. Two dogs, two subjects and stuff. So it does take a little bit longer. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I wanted to over here there is he's got a he's got a little collar ring too that kind of comes around like this, I think. I'm just eyeballing it and getting this in there. I can add some detail. There you go. Because he's got a collar, but you can't really see it. It's tucked under the folds of his neck. This is so my dog has like a little black mask and everything through here, but otherwise this looks like my dog, Bear. So it's kind of funny that you name your dog Bandit because like that's my dog. My dog is definitely a bandit. If I could rename her, that's what I would name her. Like in hindsight, that's what I should have named her. I didn't know her personality, but she's basically a trash panda. She goes around and steal stuff out of the garden. Like she'll go and get like and like the little bags of potato chips, not the big bags, but the little bags of potato chips. So I'll be down in the living room eating a little bag of potato chips. I'll look around and I can't find my potato chips. Like, where'd my potato chips go? And then I come up to the room. She's up there just kind of holding it like a little baby, a little bag of potato chip baby. she's she's just terrible. She's practically a trash panda. She's really a raccoon herself. She has the markings in the face, and I think it just kind of like went to her head. But she's adorable. She's so sweet. She's always afraid of everything, like any noise. Somebody comes home, she's at the top of the stairs looking down, like, what is it safe? Is it safe to come out? Poor dog. I couldn't imagine living in the fear that she lives in all the time. Like she is always concerned. I drop something on the floor and she jumps up like, oh no, the world's ending. She's always afraid that, when I go out, like I'm not coming back, that I'm just abandoning her. She's got so many issues. I feel bad for her. But she's my dog. Gotta love her. And I do. She's a good dog. All dogs are good. Like I've never met a bad dog. There's some out there, I'm sure, but I have not met one. But anyway, these guys, they look adorably like they're good dogs. I'm sure they are. Let's see. Okay, so I think you got a little bit of a paw sticking out, but I'm going to do like an artistic license and not draw that because I think it might look weird. Instead, I'm going to cut off the paw here. There we go. I think that looks good. I think Zeus and Bandit are out of the chewing stage. How old are they? I mean, they still look like puppies to me. I can't have fancy furniture because I have a cat, and the cat, I yell at the cat all the time to stop scratching things, but the cat will scratch the freaking wall for no reason. Um, like the cat just will not listen to reason. Where the dogs, the dogs are like the dogs have made the connection in their minds that oh, Jeremy, he feeds us, so like we got to be good to Jeremy and love up Jeremy because we want to get fed. The dogs make that kind of connection. They realize where their food comes from. The cat does not care. The cat is like, why are you bothering me? If I want to scratch up the wall, I will. And there ain't nothing you can do about it because you're just a stupid human. And I can't argue with the cat. The cat's right. There's not much I can do about it. I guess I can be mean and put the cat in a cage or something like that. But otherwise, the cat's going to do what the cat's going to do. And this cat just does not respect me. That's all. Larry Kid, some rum guys. I suffer from herpetophobia. I don't know what that is. Her herpetophobia. I've not heard that term. I misread it at first as herbitovia, like maybe fear of plants, but I think that's probably something different. So I will have to look that one up later. I am kind of curious what that is. So this guy looks like he's got a little bit longer fur, which is cute. So again, you're not trying to draw every single detail in here because it would just take forever and it would just be maddening. But you do want to kind of like suggest certain things. So like suggest that there is longer fur on this guy by making longer strokes with your pencil. I keep burping up olives. I've gotten in this weird habit. Sorry, this has nothing to do with what I was talking about, like as far as drawing. I just keep burping up olives. For some reason, I've taken to putting olives on sandwiches lately, which I know sounds kind of weird because most people don't do that. Most people put like pickles on their sandwich or whatever. But there is a precedent. Like in New Orleans, they have a molfaletta sandwich or something, which is basically like bologna and olives. That's kind of what I've been making, but I've been using ham instead, and it's so good. But there's so many olives on it, and really you shouldn't be eating that many olives. And I've just been burping a lot of olives lately. I know you guys don't really need to know that, but I just thought I'd share. You're welcome. Just burping up olives. Okay, I get a little bit of darkness through here. Yeah, like I said, Bandit appears to be wearing a collar, but you don't really see it. It's all tucked up underneath all this fur, which is, proper for a dog. Dogs are supposed to have like this big furry waddle or whatever it's called. I think I'll come back and work on this section here later, but for now I just wanted to get some of this in here. Even the gator talk made me feel. Oh, is it fear of reptiles? Maybe. Oh, fear of reptiles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's pretty normal. Um, what is it when you have like an insane fear of bees? Because that's me. Um, I mentioned that I have a rabbit, and the rabbit's outdoors, and the rabbit is in a pen next to a fence in my yard, and the fence. Any of you guys who've ever been around these type of bees will know. Like carpenter bees, they like to live in wooden fences. So like the fences you have around your yard and stuff like that, they like to burrow in those, and that's where they make their home. And I have never been stung by one. I'm not even sure if carpenter bees do sting. They seem pretty friendly, but just the sound of the buzzing around my ears and stuff whenever I go out to feed the rabbit, it's I can't take it. It's just so I don't know. I've just got this irrational fear of bees. I don't know what it comes from because I've been stung in my life. I'm sure when I was a kid. That seems like a memory that I have, um, but certainly not in any recent years. Yeah. So Bill, it started almost done because like this we had worked on this picture before. I'm just trying to finish it up. But anyway, back to the bee thing. So like I have this irrational fear of bees and I don't know what it's from. Like like I said, I think I've been stung by a bee when I was young, but that was many, many years ago. I don't even have a clear memory of it. I doubt it hurt as bad as I may have thought it did. I remember it was an intense pain, but you know, I'm an adult, I'm sure I've experienced other intense pains and stuff, probably worse than a bee. So I don't know where that fear comes from, but it causes me to like whenever a bee is flying by and I hear the buzzing and stuff, I just freeze up. I'm like, don't sting me. And like I said, these particular bees, these carpenter bees, I don't even think they do sting people, or if they do, like you have to pretty much piss it off. I have never been stung by one. I've been around them. Um, I don't know where this irrational fear comes from. I just wish they would leave me alone, to be honest. Like, go find some other place to live. Go live somewhere in another part of the fence or something. Just not around the. I have to go to feed the rabbit. I have to go down there. I don't want to have to deal with bees when I'm dealing with the rabbit. It's just I hate it. Anyway, that's my story about like fear of bees. Oh yeah, dogs eat bees. Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I guess if the dog's allergic to bees, that's not as funny as in my mind. But in my mind, it's kind of funny because they go off and they get stung like on the lip or something, and swells up and everything, and they don't learn their lesson. They'll go back out and they'll mess with bees, even after they've been stung. Oh, I have been stung by wasps as an adult because I was stupid. I went and tried to remove a wasp nest. Um, by this is actually a funny story. This is how stupid I am. I'm a moron. Okay, yes, I work in IT. Yes, I know a few things about a few things and everything, but I'm also a moron. So here's my moron story about wasps. So I hate wasps, and wasps hate me, and that is probably like I am probably more afraid of wasps than bees. Like if a wasp is anywhere near me, I'm out. I'm leaving. I don't freeze up like I do with bees. I'm out. I'm not dealing with them. And there's a reason why. There's actually a reason for this fear. So for some reason, when I was a young man, practically a teenager, um, I went to a friend's house, and the friend's dad, I believe it was his dad, it's been a while, it might have been his grandpa or something like that, had a wasp nest in a bush on his property. And he was like, hey guys, I'll give you some money or something. I forget what the deal was. If you go over and you get rid of those wasps, that wasp nest and everything. And I'm a dumb kid. I don't know any different. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll go and take care of them. So in my mind, I'm gonna fully prepare for this. I went up and I got long sleeve clothes. I got like long sleeve pants. I got gloves. I think I got some sort of like mask or face covering or something like that. I'm like, man, I am prepared to get rid of these wasps. I even took duct tape and I wrapped them around the end of my gloves so that there would be no like, no little places for the wasps to get in. Yeah, my dumbass. Somehow I left something exposed on my ankles, and I went there and I just went up to the wasp nest and I just grabbed it. And I'm like, oh, I'm a badass. I'm just gonna grab this wasp nest. And I'm gonna take it over and away. No, you don't do that. Don't do that because those wasps found every kink in my armor. Like even though I put all of this stuff on me, and I'm like, and I'm like, I'm a knight on a quest to get rid of these wasps. I've got all my long sleeve clothes on, my armor and everything. They found holes in that, and they I have never been stung so many times with such ferociousness. And there was nowhere to go. It's not like you can just go and run and hide in a pond or anything like that. I was looking for things like that. It was just so bad. I don't remember how many stings I got, but it was definitely it's definitely in the like way more than 10, probably like up to 20 or something like that. It was just terrible. And I will never mess with wasps again. I learned my lesson. I will never do that. That's a lesson to you kids out there. You come here for the art stuff, but I'm gonna give you a lesson about wasps. Whatever you think you're doing, just don't do that. Just stop. Get Call a professional. They'll come out with some spray or some chemical or something. They'll take care of those wasps for you. Don't get in the business of trying to get rid of the wasp. Ooh, Bill says he was in the ER last night. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wish I could have brought the nurse home. Was back rib pain, so checking the kidney to determine my spine and got muscle. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Bill. Gotta take care of yourself, my man. Um, hopefully that's temporary and those meds kick in and you're back in tip-top shape. Be pulling for you. Yeah. So anyway, that was my wasp story. Don't go messing with wasps. No matter how tough you think you are, you're not. No matter how much you think your clothes are all like wrapped up, they're not. Bill says I use spray adhesive on wasp nests. Spray the ones that stuck, and others stick to them. Oh wow! So you got a clump of wasps all glued together. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I think that's a good idea. But also, I don't want to be around wasps close enough to spray them with anything. So, um, like there was a wasp nest on my front porch, and like just a little tiny one with like maybe a handful of wasps on it, and uh, and I just didn't want to go out the front door anymore. That's I'm like, well, that's it for me. I'm never going out the front door again. Obviously, I eventually did. I'm just saying that's the level of not wanting to deal with wasps I'm at these days. Just don't even want to deal with it. In any battle, the wasps have won. Okay, so this guy's looking pretty good. There are some additional features. So he's got like there's a tendon or something in the paw that creates this ridge through here. like it is interesting because like even when you're drawing pets, I talk about this like all the time with drawing like horses and things like that, but even with just drawing like dogs, if you're not just drawing their face and torso and stuff, you start to make these interesting observations and stuff. Like I know that there is this tendon in their paw that creates this feature, but it's really interesting to see the feature. And I think this is gonna break. Yeah, look at that, man! Freaking cheap ass pencils. Well, not cheap pencils, breaking on me all the time. Um, but yeah, you see these features in their paws and stuff, and it's kind of interesting because like you don't normally think about those things when you're working on a pet portrait, when you're working on like their face or something like that. I like working on these guys where I have their full body, and I was considering different ways of composing this. Actually, the picture that I'm working off of, these guys weren't actually sitting this close to each other. I had to open it in Photoshop and put them this close just so that it would fit on the same piece of paper. Um, so I had some options. Look at this. What the? So I had some options on now I'm like really trying to get a sharpened pencil here. So I had some options on composition and stuff, and I like this one where you actually have parts of their body and things like that that you can work with. I think that's cool. I do think when I'm done with the pencil side of it, I am going to come back with some more watercolor, just a little bit more watercolor, and kind of just go over some of these areas and kind of like fill them in. Third one. I'll get back to drawing here in a minute, I swear. With their little thump. It's terrible. I'm about to pull out my pocket knife and sharpen them that way. So I'm gonna move all this. Look at this. Look at all this. That's crazy. I'm not even gonna fully sharpen this. I'm just gonna go with this. Just to. All right. Anyway, I was talking about this ridge here. Yeah, it's a neat feature on a dog, and it's often overlooked. It's what I was getting at. Um, Bill's making a super wasp. Nice. Oh, like a bunch of wasps glued together, turning into a super wasp. I like it. Kind of like the Transformers, or what was it? Voltron. And I don't know if you guys are old enough for that, but Voltron back in the day, the little animal, not animal, lion robots, I guess. They kind of came together to build the big robot. And then Transformers too, they had the Constructicons, I think, which were all like bulldozers and cranes and stuff. They all came together to make like a giant one. Hey MJ, how's it going? Yeah, these are Larry's dogs. So I did most of this picture in a previous stream. I'm just, adding more detail and working on it in this one as well. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're only like an hour into it. Wow, it seems like a lot more time went by. I guess it's because the picture looks a little bit further along. I do think that this picture is coming along pretty well. So there should be a gap here. This is actually where his paw should end. So take this up here. There you go. Kind of redirect that a little bit. You have to come back through and smooth some of this stuff out later, but there's some big lips there, Bill. What is that? There's like the who had the that is their album cover. Anyway. But yeah, I'm not messing with wasps ever again. And then the fear of bees itself is just like, I don't know. I think that's irrational. I don't think I should be afraid of bees. Like if I ever got stung by a bee, I don't think it would be that bad. And honeybees, I actually think that honeybees are like, some of the most important creatures that are out there in the world, and they're like suffering. Uh, I feel like even if a honeybee stung me, I would not swat it, even though I think they do die if they do sting you anyway. Um, but yeah, I don't know why I don't like honeybees. But yeah, I would definitely not mess with honeybees either. I just don't like bees. But my philosophy is that when you don't like something, that's what you should do, right? So like if there's something that you struggle with, or something that you find challenging, or something that scares the hell out of you, that's the thing you should do, right? So like if you're afraid of heights, you should go flying, or go skydiving, or something like that. If you're afraid of you know, the water, or something, like you're afraid of sharks or something like that, go swimming in the ocean. You should face your fear. If that's my philosophy, then I guess I should start a bee colony. So that I'm not a hypocrite. I should put my money where my mouth is and start a like a beehive, which is not a bad thing. People probably should do these things. They should have like a beehive and stuff. That's probably good for the environment, considering bees are struggling. Should give bees a home. But now I'm so afraid of bees. I don't want to. I have my limits. I don't want to do that. I mean, I would do that if I was seriously trying to get over my fear of bees, but I don't know. I'll just live with it. It'll be fine. Anywho, see. Yep, these are Larry's Poochies. This one's Zeus. This one's Bandit. Walmart owns the patent in robot bees. There was there's a Black Mirror episode. I think it's called Black Mirror. Yeah, Black Mirror episode of little robot bees and stuff. It's pretty good. You guys ever watch Black Mirror? I love it. It's one of those shows, kind of like a sci-fi show. It's in the same genre as, like, I don't know, Twilight Zone from back in the day, or Outer Limits or something like that. But it's definitely modern. It's modernized, and it's for you know contemporary like uh, viewers and stuff like that. But it's so good. The stories are so good. A lot of them have to do with just technology going crazy. Um, you know, future. There's so much future anxiety in those shows. It makes me wonder, like, man, are we going to survive the future? But one of them was about robot bees, and the bees were. I forget the story. I haven't seen it in a long time, but basically these bees were basically being harnessed to do like no good, right? So like even though they were like built to replace regular bees and stuff, because bees have been struggling to survive, these particular bees were repurposed, um, and put to no good. Like I think it was murder, trying to murder people and stuff like that, or at least some like spying on people and stuff. I don't remember the full story, but anyway, Black Mirror. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The other show, if you're into art, um, on Netflix, that I really enjoy, kind of came out around the same time, pops up in the same feeds on Netflix, is Love, Death, and Robots. If you've never seen that, that's so good. They have a different artist come in each time and animate like a story and stuff. It's so good. Mama Q says, I took on my biggest fear last year. It was tough, but it felt so great to conquer it. Great. See, that's what I'm talking about. So, like, if I really have this big fear of bees, which I do, I hate bees. I mean, I like the concept of honeybees. Like, I want honeybees to survive. I want them to do well in the world, just not in my yard. But if I have this fear of bees, which I do, and I want to get over it, I feel like I should really just kind of like face those fears and do one of those things like what is that show? You know the show, the reality show where they put on like like I don't know, like a bowl or something, or like a cage or something, and it has all these bees in it, and all these bees are swarming around your face. I feel like that's the level of what I need to do to get over this fear of bees. I will never do that, but that's what I feel like I need to do. Just get over it, you know? Yeah, I love Death and Robots. It's excellent. I highly recommend that. And I do recommend Black Mirror for those who haven't seen it. It's got a couple of seasons out. It always seems like it takes forever for them to come out with the new season, but it's so good when they do. It's gotten to the point where I kind of savor these seasons and I don't want to watch them all at once just so that I can have them around to watch. I do that with some shows. Like I don't want to watch them when they first come out because I don't want to like spoil it. I want to savor it. So I'll watch like instead of marathoning, I might watch one episode and then I'll savor and save the other ones for later. Any of you guys ever do that? Like I feel like I can't be alone on that. Other people must do that kind of stuff. Got a little paw going on down here, by the way. Jeremy, are you allergic to bees? I don't think so. I haven't been bit by a bee or stung by a bee in forever. Like I know I did. I know I have been stung by a bee when I was a kid. I remember that. I don't remember the details, but I'm pretty sure I stepped on like a bee or something at some point. So I don't know what it takes to be allergic to bees, but to my knowledge, no, I'm not allergic to bees. I'm allergic to everything else. Um, Yeah, we were talking about wasps earlier. The wasps are the worst. Like, I hate wasps. I will not go around wasps. Wasps are, I'm done with wasps. I will never deal with a wasp for as long as I live. They're dead to me. Um, yeah, to my knowledge, I'm not allergic to bees. But it's been so long since I've been stung by one, and allergies change over time. Um, I like I said, I'm allergic to everything else. I'm allergic to like trees and grass and I think I'm allergic to almond milk. I went to Starbucks one night and they had like some sort of drink that had almond milk in it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. That sounds good. And then that was on like a Friday night, and I woke up the next day on like the Saturday, and like my face was all puffy and everything. I think I'm allergic to almond milk. But the weird thing is, I can eat almonds. Like I eat almonds all the time, like on salads and just as a snack or whatever. So I don't know what's going on there. Probably not something I'll risk again though. Like I don't mind eating like almonds, but I don't think I'll ever have almond milk again because I did not like the way I felt the next day. Oh, you flew to Europe terrified of airplanes. I'm with you on that, Mama Q. Yeah. It's weird. It's something I didn't start off being afraid of. Um, like I didn't start off being like I've never really been afraid of heights. Um, Not really. Like I used to climb trees and all that stuff, and never really been that afraid of heights. I can go up in like a tall building and look out. It's not a big deal. Um, so I've never really been like afraid of flying for like the first longest time. But lately for some reason, I just don't like the feeling of being in a plane. You know, like I get that whole claustrophobicness of being in a plane, and I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of being in like a tin can up in the sky. You know, like uh, I can probably get over it to do it. I've done that. Since I've developed this weird aversion to it. But 11 flat hour flight, yeah. Oh, that's sweating like a harlot in church. Ah, I love it. Yeah, 11-hour flight, that'll do it. I prefer, so yeah, speaking of like the length of the flight, I've grown to prefer shorter flights. So like a 5-hour flight out to Las Vegas or something like that. Um, I would rather break that up and actually have like stopovers where it's like broken up into like two 1 hour or two or three 1 hour flights or something like that, or 2 hour flights or whatever. I haven't been out to Vegas since I've developed this aversion to flying, but I feel like I would like to break it up and maybe have a stopover in Minneapolis or something like that. I don't know. I sometimes I like to stop over anyway, just to say that I went to a town that I haven't ever been to. I can make it through flying. I don't prefer it. But I've never been to Europe, so I don't know what I would do with like an 11 hour. I would hope that I would sleep, but I always have trouble sleeping on planes anyway. Um, like I have to be super tired to fall asleep on a plane, which I have been. Like I've been so wasted on a plane that I have fallen asleep, but otherwise I'm just on high alert when I'm on a plane. It's not good. Yeah, the best thing I can do when flying is I don't know, put on a movie and hope it distracts me. Oddly enough, the parts that most people are afraid about, like, the landing and the taking off and stuff like that, those parts don't bother me. I don't have a problem with that. It's when you're at 30,000 feet and you look out and you see the clouds and stuff and you realize you're in a Pringle can. You're in a Pringle can at 30,000 feet, basically slingshotting across the sky. That doesn't seem natural. And I don't know when I started thinking that way, but that's a recent development that I have to work through. Because obviously I want to fly again, and like I haven't flown anywhere since um well shit right before COVID actually. So like 2019, I haven't been, or maybe 2020. Um, no, wait, I flew down to 2022, actually. It's been a while. 2021. There you go. All right. Split the difference. One of those 2020s. 2021 is the last time I took flight, and I haven't been on like a long flight in a while and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna have to readjust my thinking because like you are a victim to your thinking, right? So like there's no practical reason to be afraid of any of these things that we're talking about. Um, uh, Airline travel is super safe. It's safer than driving. Like say where I was going to go meet Larry down in Florida, which I believe is where he said he lives. Um, if I were to drive down there from where I live to Central Florida, because I used to live in Lakeland down there, Central Florida, it's a 13-hour drive. So if you think about all the different things that can happen on a 13-hour drive, um, you can fall asleep at the wheel. Some drunk driver can crash into you. Like a plane might fall on you. Like a plane from the sky might fall on you while you're driving. Uh, all these different things that might happen to you over that 13-hour drive. By far, flying is so much safer. Now, if I flew out to meet Larry down in Florida, it's a 1 hour flight, 1.5 hour flight. So that 13 hours becomes 1.5 hours, and the safety involved in that flight is so much more better than driving. Like there's so much more that could possibly happen while you're driving than while you're flying. Now, that's the rational side of you. The rational side of you says, okay, bet, that sounds great. All right, I want to fly and everything. But the irrational side of you, like, well, you're flying in a tin can at 30,000 feet. It does, it doesn't, the brain doesn't work right. You have to train your brain to work right, and it doesn't. And these intrusive thoughts just pop in. They don't make any sense. They don't match reality. The reality is that flying is safe, but the irrational side says, no, something bad's going to happen. It's the same thing, like, like with winning the lottery. The odds of something happening to you when you're flying is probably the same as like winning the lottery. I don't know the exact math on it, but they're probably comparable. So the thing is, your brain so if you did the math, the chances of you winning the lottery, so super slim that you will probably, like, you can honestly say without a doubt you will never win the lottery. Even though there's a possibility that you will win the lottery, statistically you will never win the lottery. All right, it's just a statistical fact that you will never win the lottery. That said, sometimes people do win the lottery, right? So that's what your brain does. Your brain sits there and takes the impossibility of winning the lottery, the statistical impossibility, the fact that the numbers just don't work in your favor, and it translates it to, well, somebody has to win the lottery. Somebody has to win the lottery, and sometimes people do win the lottery. Somebody might be me. If I go and spend $1 on the lottery, well, I guess it's up to $2 now in some places, but if I go and spend this $2, I have a chance of winning the lottery. And then it's so weird that, when the lottery's up, people are like, oh, I'm going to go buy the lottery ticket. Like that changes anything. It does not change whatsoever your chances of winning the lottery. But anyway, that's how the brain works. So the brain just is not the most reliable machine in your body. Like, I don't know, there's other organs in your body, like hopefully your lungs, hopefully your heart. These are more reliable organs than your brain. Your brain does not work well for you. And the brain works against you, actually. The brain is going to tell you things that are not true. It's going to make you think that things are. The thing is also, and this is true. Sorry, I'm on like a rant. I love whenever somebody brings up some topic or something that I actually think about a lot. And how the brain works is actually one of them. So one of the fascinating things about how the brain works is the brain does not distinguish between what is true and what is imagined to be true, right? So like, it's kind of hard to explain, but if you were sitting here thinking about eating a pizza and you were like really into it, like you were totally immersed in the experience of thinking about eating a pizza. You're not actually eating a pizza, you're just thinking about it. And you're trying to remember eating that pizza. And you remember what eating a pizza is like because you've had enough pizzas in your life and so on, right? So it's not like it's a new experience and that you're just totally imagining it from the get-go. No, you've had a pizza before. You remember what it's like and you're imagining eating that pizza right now. Well, the brain is sitting there thinking like, man, that cheese, that sauce, that all that pizza-ness, right? The pepperoni or whatever. It's thinking about that. And what will happen is the brain doesn't know that this is not a real experience. The brain is going to cause it's going to cause you to salivate. It's going to cause you to, have that, those experiences that you have when eating a pizza. Eating a pizza is probably a bad example, but like, okay, so like anxiety attacks, right? So like we've talked about anxiety attacks because I suffer from that sometimes myself. So the thing is, it's like the brain doesn't know that this is a real panic. So, okay, all right, here's a great one. Okay, you're walking around your house and it's the middle of the night, right? It's like 2 a.m. You woke up, you heard something. You're like, oh, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to get snacks. So you're walking down the stairs and out the corner of your eye, you see a shadow, okay? Not a big shadow or whatever, but it kind of looks like a human being to you or something. You see a shadow, a person or something out the corner of your eye. So you take a quick look and you look over there and it's gone, right? You don't even see the shadow anymore. You like out of your periphery, you saw a shadow of what looked kind of like a human being, but when you look directly, it's gone. It's not there. Like maybe it was a ghost, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't matter. But it's no longer there. The thing is, your brain does not care the difference. Your brain has already reacted and caused you to feel that adrenaline rush. So like you already have that fight or flight reaction to the perceived idea that there's a shadow figure over in the corner and stuff like that. Whether there ever was, whether there's a ghost over there or whatever, it doesn't matter. The brain already has kicked in and thought, hey, there is something over there and I'm going to cause you to be full of anxiety about it, right? That's the way the brain works. The brain is, yeah, Jeremy is having a Pavlov moment about pizza for sure. I'm drooling over pizza just thinking about it. Well, there you go, Pavlov. Yeah, like your dog doesn't know the difference between whether it's food time or or just some dude ringing a bell. The dog doesn't know the difference. My point is, when it comes to those things, you don't know the difference either. You're just as bad as the dog is when it comes to this. Like, those kind of brain tricking moments. So the brain is going to take an imagined thing and make it real as far as the physiological response to it. So like your heart's going to be racing, your palms are going to be sweaty, all that stuff. It, your brain is not your best friend. Your brain is going to trick you all the time. That is my point. My point is don't trust your brain. Don't trust your brain. In fact, talking about art, since we're on this art channel and stuff like that, a lot of the exercises for artists, like when they teach you to draw, are to kind of like trick yourself into ignoring your brain, right? So like one of the tricks to doing good proportions and stuff like that is to learn to draw upside down, right? So like I could flip this paper around and draw all of these puppies and all the shapes and stuff in this picture upside down. And the reason why is because I'm trying to draw the shapes. If I was drawing like I am now, right? So like this is a bad example because I'm doing the exact opposite, but I am drawing what I see in the picture, right? And the problem is I can easily trick myself into like drawing what I think I see, what I know, right? So like I know that a dog is here and I know what a dog looks like and stuff. And I might mistakenly draw the dog wrong because I'm drawing what I know versus what I see, right? So I know that the dog's head is face this direction, right? But like I can easily mess up and have the dog's face like at a different angle or something like that because I think the dog's supposed to be at that angle or whatever. So oftentimes you have to trick your brain into drawing the shapes that are there rather than what you think is there because the brain's going to kind of like trick you into thinking you know what's actually there when it's not. That makes no sense whatsoever. But hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your brain is against you. Like your brain is not your best friend. It is often trying to trick you into believing something that isn't true. And I would love to have a pizza right now. That's the long and short of it. We had the greatest conversations on this channel. How are we doing on time? We're at like a minute 30, or like an hour and 30 minutes. I think I've made some progress on the detail. I don't think I'm fully there, but I do think that I do think I'm a lot closer than I was. Like this leg down here, it shouldn't be this wide. I think I need to fill in some of this with maybe expand the red and stuff, and kind of like close the gap on this paw down here. But other than that, I'm liking how this is going. But yeah, don't trust your brain. Brain's gonna lie to you. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you saying that because these are your dogs. You know them better than I do. So, all in all, like probably the best advice is if you're going to use colored pencil with watercolor, try to get like a not a very high textured watercolor paper. Like I think in retrospect, I probably would have gone with a paper that is less textured than this, or maybe sometimes the paper has like a side that is more textured than the other. Colored pencils are tough when dealing with like tooth of paper. You kind of want like a smooth paper when it comes to colored pencils. That's been my experience. I don't know. Like depending on how many layers you go and like how much you burnish it. Like I can fill in these cracks and stuff like that with by pressing really hard. But then it's like how far down that hole do you want to go? I don't know. It's like, personal preference, I guess. Like I am going to try in the very near future to do like a nice watercolor picture where I'm just doing strictly in watercolor. I'm not using any other medium just because it's been a while since I've done that and I really need some practice with that. I feel like I'm almost there. Like a lot of the techniques I use for my coffee paintings, it translates one to one to doing watercolor. So I feel like I feel like I should, spend some more time trying to translate some of those techniques over. I don't know. These guys are so cute, though. These guys are cute. Let's see. Yes, my doctor says my brain is working against me too. Yes, Davio, your brain. Trust your doctor. Don't trust me. I'm just an artist. Trust your doctor. Your doctor is right on the money. But let's see. Full circle, Jeremy. It makes sense. Trust your art, not your brain. I like that. Trust your art, not your brain. Steve Klein says, "Thanks for the show." Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I like Steve. Steve's local to me. He lives fairly close, just like an hour and a half away, and it's kind of funny because like we get to talking and stuff. It's like hey, the weather's nice. You should go out. And it's like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, you are from my neck of the woods. You would know whether the weather's nice. So like, I appreciate Steve. Steve's good people. Bill says I might go to Central Mexico and visit my fans next winter. You have fans, neat. Pedro claim I taught him how to find Spanish treasures. He found boxes of gold. Wow, that's cool. If anyone has fear, listen to Baz Luhrmann's sunscreen. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to elaborate on that. I do like the idea that people should wear sunscreen. I agree with that advice. Wear sunscreen is probably the best advice. Yeah, I think this picture is looking good. I'm probably going to wrap this up soon, just because like some of the detail I think I'm going to go back to watercolor on just to kind of like fill in some of these areas. Like this red is not the vibrant red that I want it to be. I was just going to kind of like hint at the red and stuff, but then Larry mentioned that this comforter is actually important to the family. And then as an artist, that informs your decision. So, like Larry said, that this was brought over from Ukraine by his wife. Um, so to me, that sounds like it has sentimental value. So now I feel like I need to put some more detail into this red comforter that kind of like comes up behind. Whereas I was just kind of like filling it in without detail. So I'm going to spend some more time on that. Um, and then I think I am going to take another crack at the watercolor, filling in some of these things. I like the work I've done with colored pencils today, but I feel like some of this stuff I can kind of fill in with watercolor as well. So it's a combination of the two mediums working back and forth. So his paw goes underneath this blanket. I need to like fluff up this blanket so you can kind of see that transition. Um, but yeah, I think it's coming along good. But yeah, I'll probably wrap this up in a little bit, but uh, so far, pretty happy with it. So as far as like other projects and stuff, I got to finish up that cat for our British friend out there, UK. That's the one I was doing in coffee art, and then I think I'm caught up, and then I can work on some other projects. I think, uh, thinking towards the future. This weekend, I am going to that horse show, so I probably will do some sort of horse inspired art. I would love to do a picture of a horse actually jumping these things because, like, I'm going to capture a video of it so that you guys know what I'm talking about. And maybe some of you guys have seen these things in, like, on TV or whatever, but like the horse jumping over some of these obstacles. I mean, these obstacles are as tall as I am. I'm 6 foot tall, and some of these obstacles are that tall. And well, maybe not that tall, maybe more like 5 feet or maybe 4 feet or something like that. But anyway, they're super large. And these horses jump over it like it's nothing. It's so crazy the power in the horse's legs. It's just phenomenal. And I'm gonna capture some video of that stuff and share it with you guys. Um, like my former job, that's kind of what I did is I worked at this horse organization for like 12 years. Um, the national governing body of equestrian sports, and they actually are the organization that's responsible for sending horses to the Olympics to compete in like show jumping and stuff like that. So this is where I live, right? This is my thing. These horse shows and stuff. That's like, you know, that brings me back basically. Like I left that job a couple of years back to kind of go my own way and do my own thing and stuff. But I still have fond memories. I love that job. I love the people there. Most of the people there are still really good friends. You see some of them pop in here now and then. Like Kevin, he's been in here. He used to work with me at the horse organization and so on. And I still have like pretty close ties with these guys. So these horse events and stuff like that, they're so amazing. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you after I capture some video of it. And I always suck with these things. I go out and get this video and stuff like that, and I forget to compile it and share it. But I'll do my best. I'll try to do that this weekend, or at least have something for you on Monday maybe. But so that's probably what I'm doing this weekend. I'm gonna go watch some horses defy gravity just because it's awesome. And I will make a piece of art from that because I love doing that. So I think I am kind of curious what you guys think about like the direction of this channel, like what kind of stuff you guys like to see. So I think I'm going to put up a poll probably over the next couple of days and just ask you guys what you guys like, what you don't like. Like I don't know, maybe there's something you guys don't like. The ways that I can improve. We're gonna have to put some thought into that and put up a serious poll and stuff, just so I can get some feedback from you guys. I don't know what art style you guys prefer. Like sometimes you guys, I don't know. Universally, I think that people like the coffee paintings I do. I just don't know if like you guys like them to see that most of the time or some of the time or I don't know. You guys know how these surveys go. Like, I just want some feedback, I guess. So I'll probably do that. Should make a note of that. Um, but yeah, I think I think we're having a lot of fun here and stuff. I just want to kind of make sure that you guys are happy and I'm meeting your expectations. I guess. I feel like I shouldn't put Geppetto next to a pile of wood shavings. I feel like that's in the wrong message. That's kind of here. Let me move this out of the way, Geppetto. That's like if you're a human being and somebody puts you like on a gurney next to a pile of like severed body parts. That's probably not good. Sorry, Geppetto, buddy. Yeah, so let's see how we doing on time. We're at like an hour and 40 minutes. Hey, Sticky Art's here, man. Hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, Sticky Art, for those of you who don't know, Sticky Art's got one of the most amazing art channels out there. Every now and then he sends like a sticky raid my way, which is pretty cool. Like uh, I don't have like a lot of people watching my show, but I encourage you guys to go and check out Sticky Art's show. He does the most amazing work. It's pretty cool. But yeah, just working on some doggos here with watercolor and colored pencils. Probably going to wrap this up soon. We're this is part two. Got a lot of this done in the first part. I feel like the parts that are left is I really need to beef up this red. It's kind of like pink right now. It's not really the red that I need it to be. So I'm gonna work on that. The dogs I'm pretty happy with. I'm pretty happy with their faces. I think their bodies I can maybe finish off with watercolor. I've got some hint of fur in here with the colored pencils. Um, the value, so like this dark area here in his cheek and stuff, that really needs to come down through here and maybe down here as well. So I'll do that probably with watercolor. Um, I need to like make this comforter look more like a comforter instead of like a pink cloud. So I'll probably work on that. Um, but anyway, yeah, Sticky Art's the man. Like I love his channel. Like he was Oh, the last stream I saw was he was working on a skateboard and stuff. I didn't even know that was a thing, like that people decorate skateboards. I really feel like I need to get out of my my traditional habit of like actually doing art on paper. You know, I know it sounds weird, but like people are doing such amazing things with other objects and stuff like that. Like I saw him doing a cool little character on the skateboard, and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of this one time I saw somebody doing Carnage on an Xbox, and I'm like, maybe I should branch out and do some art on other things. Like I did the coffee painting on the bourbon bottle and stuff like that. It makes me wonder what else I can do. But in the meantime, I'll just continue creating art on this on paper. But I kind of do want to branch out a little bit. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I do think I'm going to wrap this up because I'm getting diminishing returns on the color pencil. I want to jump back in with the watercolor and kind of finish off the pieces that are kind of a little bit washed out at the moment and kind of beef up the color on that. But when I am done with this, I will take the finished picture and post it to the community tab like I usually do so that you guys can see the progress. There probably won't be a part 3. I'll probably finish it up off camera, but that's okay. Like I'll show the work when I'm done. But as always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's see, Sticky Art says I have a second channel for finger skateboarding. Oh, that is awesome. So here's the story behind that. So like when I was younger, I'm of the age that I remember playing with the little skateboards, the little plastic skateboard fingerboards when I was a kid. And I got the idea that like, well, you know, you can do skateboards and stuff like that. Why not do like snowboards? So one of the things I did is I went off and carved out snowboards out of some kind of wood or something. And I was like, I don't know, like 15 years old. And I would decorate the snowboards. I was living in Georgia at the time, so the big ones that people wanted was like the Georgia Bulldogs and the Yellow Jackets on the snowboards. But I used to make like little wooden snowboards and stuff. So you're making those skateboards. That's really awesome. So Watermelon Dragon. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, Larry says, don't feel worried too much about Zeus and Bandit. They look great. I know they look great, but they're going to look phenomenal because they are beautiful dogs anyway. So, like, all I have to do is capture, like, 10% of their awesomeness, and the picture will turn out great because they are such awesome creatures. MJ says, the dogs look gorgeous. Nice. Thank you so much. Kid says, they look awesome. Thanks. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday. Again, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to go to that horse show this weekend, and I am dedicated to making some sort of portrait of a horse jumping over one of these jumps because it's so amazing. And I will bring back video of that, and I'll share it with you guys. So, because it is such a cool thing to watch a horse jump over like a 4 or 5 foot obstacle, like the sheer power of a horse doing that. And you guys know, like I do a lot of horses on this show. I do like a lot of drawings of horses, so it seems right to draw one of these horses jumping the thing. So I'm going to do that. I'll try to get a video about that to you guys by Monday, sometime next week or something like that. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday. I'll let you guys go so that you can go to work or school tomorrow. I appreciate you guys being in the room. So yeah, Baron again, say hi. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. That's when I'll be back with the live stream, but I'll probably have a video before then. In the meantime, you guys have a good time. Thank you. Bye.